Official story from Tehran. It's a peaceful nuclear program, they say, just for energy, you see. Maybe a little medicine. But while global leaders have been asleep at the wheel, the scientific facts tell a different, far more dangerous story. A story that ends with a stockpile of uranium enriched to a level just a short sprint from a nuclear weapon. For 40 years, the mullahs have chanted, "Death to America." Now they have the material for a terrifying arsenal. Iran is lying, and the proof has been hiding in plain sight. Stay with us while we piece it all together for you. For years, we were sold a fantasy. The world was lulled into a false sense of security by diplomatic talk and the hollow promises of the Iran nuclear deal. We were told the threat was contained. That was a lie. The International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, has confirmed it. Before the dramatic military strikes of the past year, Iran had stockpiled a massive amount of uranium, enriched to 60% purity. And let's be perfectly clear, countries that don't have nuclear weapons have no legitimate peaceful reason to produce uranium at this level. They'll tell you it's for research, but let's be honest, a regime that screams death to America isn't producing this material for peaceful purposes. It's a smokescreen, and everyone knows it. Civilian nuclear reactors use fuel enriched to between 3 and 5%. So why would Iran produce material that is practically bomb ready? The answer is simple. They've been following a blueprint for a nuclear weapon all along, exploiting the West's weakness and naivete. Their stockpile isn't for powering cities, it's a bomb factory in waiting. And the scariest part, after recent events, a huge portion of that material is now in the wind. To understand the sheer scale of this deception, you need to understand the science they hope you'll ignore. Getting to a nuclear bomb is all about enriching uranium. Think of natural uranium as a pile of sand with a few gold flakes mixed in. Enrichment is the process of separating out those gold flakes. This is done with centrifuges, thousands of them, spinning at supersonic speeds to get reactor-grade fuel. You have to spin the material a lot. But here is the crucial fact the media always seems to miss. The heavy lifting is getting to the enrichment process started, going from natural uranium to 20% purity. But the final jump from 60% to 90% weapons grade is not another mountain to climb. It's a terrifyingly quick sprint to the finish line. The hardest part is over. With a stockpile of 60% enriched material, Iran has already done the vast majority of the work that is required for a bomb. All they need is a small hidden facility with a few hundred advanced centrifuges to make that final push in a matter of weeks, perhaps even days. This isn't just speculation. This is a clear pattern of behavior that stretches back decades. Iran's nuclear program was born in total secrecy and has been shrouded in lies ever since. They built their Fordow enrichment facility deep inside a mountain, hidden from the world, until it was exposed by Western intelligence. In 2018, Israeli intelligence raided a warehouse in Tehran and smuggled out a half-ton of secret nuclear archives, proving that Iran had a dedicated weapons program, codenamed Project Ahmad. More recently, IAEA inspectors discovered man-made uranium particles at 3 undeclared sites, places Iran swore were not part of its nuclear work. They lied, they got caught, and they just kept lying. Every step of the way, their public statements have been a smokescreen designed to buy time while their scientists worked in the shadows. This is a regime whose entire ideology is defined by chants of death to America, death to Israel. To believe their claims of peaceful intentions isn't just foolish, it's willful blindness. You don't have to take my word for it. Listen to the people who know this threat better than anyone. Ali Heinonen, the former Deputy Director General of the IAEA, has been sounding the alarm for years. He states plainly that Iran's 60% enriched material is enough for multiple nuclear weapons if it is enriched further to 90%. Heinonen has detailed just how fast this could happen, estimating that a small clandestine facility could enrich the material to weapons grade and then build it into the core of a bomb in a disturbingly short time frame. Iran has the engineers, they have the know-how from the secret archives they kept, and they have the material. Even the current head of the IAEA, Rafael Mariano Grossi, has warned that Tehran has enough nuclear material for several atomic bombs. He has expressed serious concern, noting that Iran is the only non-nuclear weapon state on Earth producing uranium at such a high level. The experts agree this is a direct path to a bomb. This slow motion crisis took a dramatic turn in June 2025 and again in February 2026. A series of coordinated U.S. military strikes are targeted at Iran's core military facilities at Fordow, Isfahan, and strikes went so significant they resulted in the death of Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, a geopolitical earthquake that somehow barely registered as a tremor in the Western press. But here is the chilling reality. The strikes didn't entirely work. The Defense Intelligence Agency assessed that the attacks only delayed Iran's program by a matter of months. Why? Because Iran anticipated the attacks. Intelligence reports suggested that in the weeks leading up to the June 2025 strikes, when its stockpile was at its peak, Iran moved a massive quantity of its highly enriched uranium. Convoys were reportedly spotted leaving key sites, spiriting away the crown jewels of the nuclear program. U.S. officials may have hoped to track where it went, but they failed. Now a huge amount of near weapons grade material is unaccounted for. In the chaos following the strikes and the death of the supreme leader, Iran has walled itself off. In response to the attacks, the IAEA has effectively no access to Iran's enrichment program. The inspectors, who were meant to be the world's eyes and ears, have been blinded. The mullahs are now playing a shell game on a nuclear scale. That missing uranium could be anywhere. It could be in a new heavily secured underground site near Isfahan that intelligence agencies are watching. It could be split into smaller caches ready to be enriched in secret workshops. The Obama-Biden administration helped create this crisis. They signed a toothless nuclear deal that gave Iran billions in cash while allowing them to perfect their centrifuges and ballistic missiles. The Trump administration rightly withdrew from that disastrous deal and applied maximum pressure, which led to the recent strikes. But the problem wasn't solved. The bomb-making material wasn't all destroyed. It was scattered. We are left in the worst possible situation. The regime is more paranoid and aggressive than ever. The international inspectors are locked out, and a stockpile large enough for an arsenal of nuclear bombs is in the wind, in the hands of apocalyptic zealots. In conclusion, there is but one inescapable and unsettling truth. The official story was a lie. The nuclear stockpile was never for peace. It was the key component for a weapon meant to hold the world hostage. Military strikes didn't eliminate the threat, they atomized it, making it harder to track and more dangerous than ever. We are now faced with a terrifying reality. Iran has the material for a formidable nuclear arsenal. It has a 40-year history of deception, and it has demonstrated the intent to achieve its goal at any cost. Global leaders, paralyzed by indecision, allowed this to happen. They failed to see the obvious. You cannot negotiate with a regime that wants to obliterate you. The question is no longer if Iran can build a bomb, but when and where. And with their stockpile now scattered and their cooperation with the world severed, how will we even know when they've crossed the finish line? Pandora's box has been thrown wide open, and we are left staring into the abyss with no good options left. If you want to understand the geopolitical forces shaping our world without the mainstream media spin, make sure you subscribe to this channel. We'll continue to follow the stories that truly matter. Make sure to like and subscribe below to help us out. That's the way it is this 19th day of March 2026. I'm Joe LaRosie.